want to show you a couple concepts in Windows 10 today. First is what's called virtual desktops. So I'm going to show you how to create a virtual desktop and a couple other things with dealing with those. When you're dealing with virtual desktops in Windows 10, you have to do it from this task view down here. So this little button on your toolbar, the task view, that's where you're going to do this from. So I'm going to click that button. And this is what allows you to create an additional desktop or a virtual desktop. So if I notice when I go into task view, I get this little plus sign over towards the bottom right. If I click on that, I basically just create a second or a virtual desktop, and you can create as many as you want. So from here, I'm still in task view. I could go to my second desktop, or if I want to get back to desktop 1, I could click task view again and go back to desktop 1. It's a new feature in Windows 10. I'll show you one thing about it, or sort of what makes it somewhat interesting. So I'm going to go to desktop 2, and I'm going to open a program like Notepad or something. So one idea behind virtual desktops is you could have a lot of programs running open, different windows open, and not necessarily have them all clutter up the same desktop. So I'm on desktop 2, Notepad is running. If I click on that task view again, notice if I jump to desktop 1, I don't see my Notepad, so it's still running over on desktop 2, but I don't see it. So that's kind of the way it works. So I'm just going to go back to desktop 2 real quick and shut Notepad down. And one last thing about the virtual desktops, if you create multiple desktops, you can always remove them. So to do that, you would just click task view again. So for example, if I just wanted my first desktop and not this one, in this task view, I could hit this little X, and now I'm sort of back to just one machine with one desktop. That's sort of the ins and outs of virtual desktops in Windows 10. The other concept I want to show you, it's been around for a while, been around a long time in Windows, but I want to show you how to do it in Windows 10, and that is sort of making a default program with a file type. There's more than one way to do this, but I want to show you what's probably the preferred way to do it. So let's say, I'll just show you how to get into it and then I'll sort of explain it. So to set a file association with a particular program, you want to do it from the control panel. So I'm going to right click down here on my start button, go to control panel, and then it's just a matter of knowing where in here to find that file association area. In control panel, click on programs here, and then just hit default programs. And in here you want to choose that second one, associate a file type. So that's how we're going to associate, say, a particular image file like a JPEG or a GIF with a particular program. Maybe right now on this computer, JPEG's always open in some new photo viewer, and we want it to open in a different kind of photo viewer. So this is how we would do that. We could do it for any file type, any known file type on the whole computer. So notice once this loads up, there's a whole long list of file types here. Some you might not recognize, some you may not, but I'll just show you how to find a file type and set a different program associated with it so it will always open in that different program instead of whatever it opens in now. So I'm going to scroll down this list here. And let's say bitmap is like a sort of an image file type. Alright, so maybe I don't want that to open with this new Photos app in Windows 10. I want to open it in Microsoft Paint or something. So what I can do is choose bitmap here, or whatever file type you're looking for, and do change program. And what it's going to do is going to come up with a list of common programs that might open that file type. So notice right now it's opening with some new Windows app called Photos. Maybe I don't like that program. So I'm going to have it open in Paint, but notice here you could click this More Apps and look for other things that you might want that program to that file type to open in by default. So what I'm going to do here in this Set Associations window, I'm just going to choose Paint, hit OK. And now if I use a lot of bitmaps or those type of files, they'll always open up in whatever program I chose, in this case Microsoft Paint. So notice once this list refreshes, now all my bitmaps open with that particular program instead of the original default program, whatever it was. When you're done doing that, you can just close up that window.